I like what he does on the field.
Swinging for last night of the regular disastrously bad. It made me stop and go,
Power of
There's the other side of this story.
Mm-hmm.
I got a note from somebody whose opinion I respect, and not a famous person, but just a friend of mine whose opinion on sports things I respect. And he writes this. He writes, how can anyone feel sorry for those 400 fans who got displaced at the Super Bowl? To be sure, the NFL was dead wrong, greedy, stuffing in extra seats, knew they were not ready a week ago, and still almost locked the fans out of the stadium. Absolutely terrible, and they deserve whatever negative public reaction they receive. But let's also be clear about this. Those 400 had horrendous seats, similar to partial view behind-the-stage tickets for a rock concert when people buy them just to say they were there. The worst seats both in view and comfort. So they watched the game on a monitor. So what? Where those seats were located, they were going to watch the whole game on the Jumbotron. And then they were allowed on the field after the game. People paying $25,000 a ticket would not be allowed on the field. That alone was worth it, especially for those who were diehard Packer fans. And on top of that, they were offered to get their air, hotel, and ticket paid for next year. If the NFL just gives them a decent seat, that might be more than paying it off. Now I read the NFL, with mounting criticism, has offered that they can select any Super Bowl to make sure they see their team, although they'll not be able to scalp that ticket. To be sure, the NFL was horribly wrong, but to feel sorry for those fans is a joke.
I disagree. I feel bad for those fans. I mean, when you start reading the accounts from the fans there and what they had to do, wait an hour in this line and then get herded to another place, only be told to go back to the other place and wait for another 45 minutes and go down to an area where there was basically one TV, where they couldn't even order, any food. Anybody can go to a concourse, get some food. They were in an area where they couldn't do it. I mean, it wasn't – the NFL said they were treated well, and I mean, they got to see the game on a TV, but there were more than a few of those people coming out and saying, you know what, it wasn't all roses that everybody's kind of making it out to be. Listen, they bought tickets to a game. They deserve to go in and enjoy the game however they're going to enjoy the game, and they weren't able to. The league should be doing what they're doing. I do feel for those people. Absolutely, I do.
I actually do, too. I thought it was worth reading the note, though, because it was a different side of it that I hadn't heard before. I'm reminded of the line from the movie Airplane. They bought their tickets. They knew what they were getting into. I say, let them crash. That's the thought that keeps jumping into my mind.
Catch Mike and Mike every weekday from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and ESPN2.